7:30 in the morning, we're leaving our cement plant anchorage and heading down the waterway. We're out a little earlier than we'd normally be, but the Cape has a launch scheduled this morning at 8, and we wanted to be sure and catch that if we could. So Captain Connie's got the wheel and we're headed southbound. Captain Connie's taking us through the L.B. Knox Bridge. That's the first bridge we had to have open for us. 15 feet. Now we're going to head down the river into the Tomoka Basin. And most people think that's just a swamp, but about 300 years ago they were trying to farm that, and they had sugar mills down through this stretch. And that'd be pretty tough people to hang out then, or today for that matter, back in these swamps. Now up ahead is the bridge. We're at marker 32, and that spread of land is Tomoka State Park, where the old mill was located and the people lived. There's an oldie but goodie. Old Tug. Here at Green 7 is a little back entrance way to get into the basin, and the wind's kicked up. We got a ripple on the water. I'd take you in there. You know, I used to live over here at one time, but I can't. Hard to judge the depths. You do it all by eyesight going in there. Now southbound into the Ormond Bridge, you want to jog over here to starboard a little bit. I used to work at the airport here as a kid. They'd give you a free room for fueling planes. And I had a job over here with John Boggs and a fellow named Sneed and myself. We built a Twin Cat, which was a twin TIO 540 Lycoming bolted onto a what used to be a single engine Grumman Ag Cat. And boy, we were aces on the prowl with that thing. It was close to 1,000 horsepower. And John Boggs was an interesting person. He'd been in the Philippines when the war began, and shot down twice in B-25s, and he was one of the fellows who perfected skip bombing in Rabaul Harbor. And he'd become an ace in P-40s. And they flew whatever they had in the Philippines at the time until they had to abandon it. And one of the guys that taught me how to fly. But all that's, of course, ancient history now. As you can see, we have an aviation dog. He's got our wings out. Now we're coming up to the Seabreeze Bridge, which begins a series of bridges going through Daytona Beach and Daytona proper. I lived here for 4 years between it and Ormond Beach, going through aviation school. I got the mechanics licenses at Embry-Riddle, and then started out as airplane belly washer first class at Daytona Beach Aviation, and by the time I was all done with it, I'd operated L-10s and L-1011s, DC-10s, A300, and you name it. But my favorite time was here with that Twin Cat and the crop dusting I did in the early 80s. And Connie's rowing the first mate over to a little park over here. He's also got some garbage to deposit. There's a convenience store to the right, we're told, on the Skipper Bob's publication here of anchorages along the way. Now we're at mile 829.2. I've got these at treasuresites.com if you want to take a look at what they are. Anchorages along the Intercoastal Waterway. Seabreeze Bridge, anchor east of the ICW marker R32 and 6 to 9. Watch for a sunken boat. about 250 yards south of the old bridge and 80 yards east of the channel. 4.5 feet of water over the boat. Dinghy to Caribbean Jack's Marina, or beach it under the western span of the bridge. Alternative dinghy landing at the southeast side of the northern bridge at a small park with trash cans. Boat ramps, easy access with dogs tie up, and that's exactly where she's going. I see Captain Connie has arrived with the Admiral. This particular anchorage was very easy to spot because there's quite a few other people who are using it, and so I don't think you're going to miss Seabreeze Bridge anchorage. Our setup on the Prairie. When we first started looking at a boat, we thought we had to have one with a generator, but after talking with people who had these, a lot of them said you couldn't hear yourself think with the onboard generator running, so we just, after that, we came across this one. It didn't have a generator, so now that generator's running. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I'll shut up here for a second. So we've just got a little Honda 2000 up there running, and it supplies the whole boat with all the power we need. From here you can see our little Honda generator up top there running, and can't hardly hear it though. Platform on the back was built by the previous owner. He had plans of taking it to Guatemala, and we stick the fuel this morning at the cement plant anchorage, and from Orange Park up through Jacksonville and then down to Flagler Beach, we've burned 11 gallons. We have unseasonably warm temperatures, and this little $300 unit turned out to be an excellent investment. We've got the generator running upstairs, and Connie's making us a sandwich here. And back on the waterway, southbound. Main Street Bridge, Daytona. There's your numbers. Clearance. After you come past the Memorial Bridge, you got a couple of marinas. Let's see those rocks there. Yeah. Be careful going in. Now this is a Port Orange Bridge, going to be no problem for most people. And south of here we're going to come to Ponce Inlet, and that's a dangerous inlet. Ponce Inlet. Now it's about 1978 or 79. I was fishing at Ponce Inlet when a 45, 50 foot shrimp boat came through and simply disappeared from my sight with three guys on board. It is an extremely dangerous inlet, and oddly enough, I mean, they sank right in front of the Coast Guard station, but they did lose their lives. It sucked them right down through this cut. That's Ponce Inlet, and the boat that I saw go down, that big shrimp boat, was over here on the starboard side, hugging the shore, and from the time I noticed their back end was going down until they just under the waves, probably took all of 45 seconds. It was that quick, and it was a vivid lesson on the power of current. Coronado Bridge, New Smyrna. Leaving the bridge, New Smyrna. Coming around Sheep's Head Cut, we're back in the intercoastal, going through the city of New Smyrna Beach. We're right next to the shore in 12 feet of water where we can get the Admiral ashore.
There's Matt and the little one across. Let her do her little business.